All right, let's talk about a game that, at first glance, looks, well, pretty simple. But don't let that fool you. Underneath it all is this incredibly well-crafted experience that's become a new obsession for so many people. You know the kind. It's the type of game that just grabs you and refuses to let go. And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's that feeling that pretty much defines every single time you play. You think, oh, I'll just play one quick game. But the whole loop is so compelling that the next thing you know, hours have just evaporated. So how does it do that? Let's dig in and figure out the magic behind it. See, every single time you play, every attempt, it's a self-contained journey. This isn't some endless grind. Nope. It's all about one very clear, very tough, and totally unavoidable showdown that's just looming over you from the second you hit start. And here's the setup. Every single run begins in the exact same way. You've got a wooden stick. That's it. Meanwhile, your target, the big boss, well, the game tells you everything about them right from the get-go. You know their strengths, you know their special moves. The challenge is laid out plain as day. And that gap between your little stick and their immense power, it just feels massive. Oh, and you don't have forever to bridge that gap. Not even close. There's a day/night cycle that's always ticking down, basically acting as a clock. Every single move you make eats up time, and it pushes you relentlessly toward that final fight. It forces you to make snap decisions. You've got to get powerful, and you've got to do it fast. So the big question is, how in the world do you go from guy with a stick to someone who can actually put up a fight? Well, the answer is in the moment-to-moment gameplay, in the path you carve out with every single choice. What you're actually doing is this really simple, elegant loop. You explore the map, you pop open some chests for equipment, and you get into fights. But here's the thing. Every one of those actions is laser-focused on a single goal: figuring out how to beat the boss. It's like you're not just powering up randomly. You're crafting a very specific key for a very specific lock. And you don't need to be a math whiz here. Forget about confusing spreadsheets full of stats. This game boils everything down to just four things: vitality, which is your health; attack power, how hard you hit; shield, your defense; and speed, how often you attack. That's it. And that simplicity is a huge strength, because you can instantly see what a new item does for you. It makes every choice quick and meaningful. Now here's a really key part of the design. When the combat actually starts, you don't do anything. Seriously. You just hit the play button and watch what happens. This game isn't testing your reflexes or your button mashing skills. The fight was already won or lost based on the gear you chose and the synergies you built. The real weapon here is your brain, not your thumbs. So you might be asking, if I'm not fighting, where's the strategy? Well, it's all in the preparation. It's in creating these powerful equipment synergies. It's not about just finding one super strong sword. No, it's about finding items that boost each other, that work together to create an effect that's way more powerful than any single piece on its own. And one of the coolest ways to do this is with the Golem. You find this guy on the map, and if you bring him two of the exact same item, like two pairs of leather gloves, he'll mash them together. And what you get back is a single upgraded version. Not only are the stats doubled, but, and this is the huge part, you now have a free equipment slot. It is an absolutely game-changing moment that can completely transform your run.
Okay, but let's be honest. You're gonna lose. A lot. Especially at the beginning. You're just gonna get stomped. So you might be wondering, what's the point? Well, this is where the game's true genius really shines through.
So picture this. You spend your time, you carefully pick all your gear, you build up your hero, you finally face the boss, and you get totally obliterated. Is all that work just for nothing? Not at all. In this game, defeat is progress. Every single time you lose, you are actually moving forward. Losing isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's the main way you get stronger, and that idea just completely changes how you think about the whole thing. So how does losing actually make you stronger? Well, the game rewards you for the effort you put in, not just for winning. Even if you lose, as long as you hit certain goals, you permanently unlock new, better items. And those items get added to the pool of stuff you can find forever. So that last run where you got crushed, it wasn't a waste. It was an investment that makes your next run just a little bit easier, a little bit more hopeful. You are always making progress. Okay, so let's put all these pieces together. You've got this clear goal, these simple but deep mechanics, and this idea that even losing is progress. When you mix all that up, you get what is basically a perfect, incredibly compelling loop. This is basically the secret recipe for addiction. First off, the runs are super quick, so there's almost no reason not to start another one. Second, your choices really matter, so you're always engaged, always thinking. And third, because of that progress you make even when you lose, you never feel like you've wasted your time. Every single run feels like a step forward, and that's what makes it so hard to put down.
How quick are we talking? Well, a full run, start to finish, can be done in about 5 minutes. 5. So the question in your head is never, do I have enough time for this? It's always, why not one more? And really, that's the question the game leaves hanging in the air. It's never a question of if you'll win. It's just a matter of when. Every loss teaches you something. Every new item you unlock gives you a little more hope that victory is out there just waiting for you to solve the puzzle one more run at a time. So the only question left is, how many runs will it take for you?